Chapter 10, Mishnah 2. The Mishnah lists more differences between simple and tied documents. A simple document must be signed by 2 witnesses, and a tied document must be signed by 3 witnesses. Although the Torah does not require more than 2 witnesses to offer testimony on any matter, the sages required that there must be a 3rd witness on a tied document. The Mishnah now discusses what the law is if a document does not have the proper number of witnesses. If there is a simple document that has only 1 witness signed on it, or a tied document that has 2 witnesses signed on it, they are both invalid. A simple document without 2 witnesses is invalid by Torah law, because 2 witnesses are required for most testimony. And a tied document without 3 witnesses is invalid, despite the fact that there are still 2 witnesses offering testimony, because it was not prepared according to the decree of the sages. The Mishnah now turns to discuss documents in general, and teaches what is done when 2 statements written in a document seem to contradict each other. If the words 100 zuzim, which amount to 20 salaim, were written in a document, for example, in a loan document, the document holder can claim only 20 salaim, which equal only 80 zuz. A standard selah is worth 4 zuz. Although the document also identified the sum of 100 zuz, which would normally equal 25 salaim, we interpret these words as referring to 100 zuzim of poor quality, which are worth only 20 salaim. Since the document holder cannot prove that he is owed more than this amount, he cannot use the document to collect more than this. For the same reason, if the words 100 zuzim, which amount to 30 salaim, were written in the document holder can claim only 100 zuz, and not 30 standard salaim, which would equal 120 zuz, because we interpret the document as referring to 30 salaim of poor quality, which are worth only 100 zuz in total. Again, since the document holder cannot prove that he is owed more than this, he cannot collect the larger amount. The Mishnah now teaches the law when a word in the document was erased. If the document says silver zuzim in the amount of, and the next word is erased, the missing amount cannot be less than 2, because the word zuzim, which is plural, shows that the amount that had been written in the document was at least 2. Therefore, the document holder can collect 2 zuz, but no more. Similarly, if the document says silver salaim in the amount of, and the next word is erased, the missing number cannot be less than 2, because the plural word salaim surely referred to at least 2 salaim. And if the document says darkonos in the amount of, and the next word was erased, the missing number cannot be less than 2, and the document holder can claim only 2 salaim or darkonos. Above, the Mishnah discussed documents with language that seemed to be contradictory, but which could be explained as not being contradictory. Now, the Mishnah teaches what we do when 2 amounts written in a document clearly contradict each other. If the amount of a maneh, 100 zuz, is written earlier in a document, but later in the document, when the main information in the document is repeated, the amount is written as 200 zuz, or in the opposite case, where earlier in the document the amount is written as 200 zuz, and later in the document review the amount is written as a manna, 100 zuz, everything follows after the amount as it is written at the bottom, because we assume that the scribe originally made a mistake and then corrected his mistake later in the document. The Mishnah asks, if so, why do we write the earlier part of the document at all? That is, what is the value of the earlier part of the document if the critical parts are always repeated and we always follow what is written in the latter part if the 2 do not match? The Mishnah explains that there is a case where the earlier part of the document is followed, because if one letter of a name or amount in the document is erased in the bottom of the document, we learn from the top of the document what the missing letter was. Where there is no clear contradiction, the top of the document can tell us what later was erased from the bottom of the document.